Every year, the Australian Tax Office allocates billions to encourage people to invest in property. Do you want to get a share of it? The Australian Tax Office actually allocates billions every year to encourage people to speculate in real estate. Do you want a piece of the pie? Today, Yan is going to share a tax-saving tip that 90% of people don't know about. If you want to invest in property or stocks, this is free money. Don't let it go to waste. Let's say you have $250,000 in your offset account and you want to buy an investment property worth $1 million. If you use $200,000 for the down payment and another $50,000 for renovations, stamp duty, and miscellaneous fees, all from this offset account, then your owner-occupied home will end up accruing interest on that extra $250,000 for no good reason. That's a huge loss. But if you put that $250,000 back into your original mortgage and then redraw it, this time making it clear to the bank that this account has one and only one purpose, to pay for the down payment and all other expenses for this investment property, be sure to ask them to set up a clean, separate account for you. This way, it transforms completely, and the ATO will recognize that this money is used exclusively and solely for investment purposes. According to the ATO's definition, if this $250,000 is for investment purposes, then the interest can be deducted from your personal income tax. Otherwise, the ATO is very likely not to recognize it, which is what's called debt recycling. So, with all this complexity, how much can you actually save? Let's do the math. First, let's assume your mortgage interest rate is 6%. 6% of $250,000 is $15,000 in interest per year. Now, let's continue with this assumption. If your annual salary is $100,000, that means your marginal tax rate is 32%. So this $15,000 in interest can be used for a tax deduction. $15,000 multiplied by your tax rate of 32% equals $4,800 per year. For someone earning $100,000 a year, $4,800 is equivalent to more than half a month's salary. And this is based on a down payment of $250,000 for a house. So what if your down payment is $500,000? Does that mean I can get back nearly $10,000 a year? Of course, this calculation is quite rough because as you deduct more taxes, the tax bracket you can deduct at will also decrease. But overall, the logic here is sound. Now let's look at the problem from another angle. The cost of the money I take out from the offset account is 6%. This means that if I do not use debt recycling, I need to find an investment with a return rate higher than 6% just to break even. But if I do use debt recycling, because of the tax deductions, the return rate I need to beat is no longer 6%. It will be lower. How much lower? In the previous example, it drops from 6% to 4.08%, which is a reduction of 1/3. As your annual income increases, the more tax deductions you get, and your actual borrowing cost becomes even lower. For example, for someone with an annual salary of $200,000, after deducting tax on a 6% interest rate, the actual borrowing rate drops to 1.83%, almost cut in half. It sounds complicated, and in reality, it's even more complex. But don't worry, I've made a reference chart. If you want it, just leave a comment and I'll send it to you. That's why wealthy people, on one hand, earn money and deposit it into their offset accounts, and on the other hand, use debt recycling to